On tonight's episode.
When we went to the venue to look at it, I mean, I've been to the Palace of Fine Arts before, but to stand in there was like 1,500 seats, I think, all like red velvet seats, huge stage. It's like a legendary, iconic building.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, damn, dude, this is crazy, you know. I don't want to say we made it because I still had no money, but we did make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, and as cool as we were, man, or me, it wasn't like, so sound check is at 3 and doors open at 6. See you guys then. No, I rented a freaking van and I drove through the entire goddamn Bay Area and picked everybody up from the hotel, drove them to the venue. I'll never forget it, and that's like that's. I don't want to say unorganized we are, but that's how down we were. You know, I wasn't sitting there thinking to myself, I don't give a shit how they get here.
Yeah.
Pay for your cab or whatever. You know, you just make sure you get here when the showtime. You know, and the thing is, I had the cassette with the stamp. You know, people get stamps and the VIP badges and the money, the change money for when people pay entrance. I had this big money cassette in the van, and there was no cell phones back then. I mean, there was cell phones, but I think I didn't have one. You know, there was just like nobody really had a cell phone back then. And at some point, I remember I picked up a Tyke from his hotel because people, you know, I did the route where I picked up 3 people, drove them to the Palace of Fine Arts, and it was like a Friday or Saturday night, like 4 or 5 o'clock. Traffic was fucking insane, you know, and the Palace of Fine Arts is close to the Golden Gate Bridge, you know, so there's like all the traffic that leaves town for the weekend goes through there. So I was stuck in traffic. It was like 5 o'clock. The doors were supposed to open in an hour. And then I was on my way to pick up Tyke, and I'm like, dude, I'm running hella late. Like the doors are opening in like half an hour. I'm not even there to pick him up yet. Always crashed the van that I rented, dude. It was crazy. And then I got there at like past 6 o'clock, and there was a gigantic line. It was like, dude, it was like maybe like the thing fits 1,500. It was sold out, but I think there was more people than that even, you know. And Alex runs up. He's like, dude, where the hell were you? I was like, you know, I had to pick the guys up and whatever. And he's like, dude, where are the badges? Where's the money? Where's the stamp? We couldn't let anybody in. People have been standing out here for like an hour waiting to get in. And so the entire crowd was basically waiting outside, dude, because I had this, and I didn't know. In the van, I was like, oh, fuck here, you know. And I'm walking by and everybody's mad. You know, the entire crowd outside was like, man, we're waiting out here for an hour. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry, dude. I had to pick up the DJs, and I didn't know that I had, you know, the stamp and the money. And anyways, so, but the event itself was crazy. It was like, dude, Honda had an entire camera team from Japan flying in. They're following this.
Wow.
They're following, what's his name?
Takayasu,
yeah. You know, when the crowd came in, I mean, I was on stage with Z-Trip. He was just starting to play records, and you know, you can see then the crowd start coming in, taking their seats, and you can like just hear like a huge, loud whoa, you know, when people walked in, because everybody walked in was like, holy crap, this is beautiful, you know, this is so dope, you know, and I mean, of course, I wish we had money to do like things that, you know, have a big video wall, whatever, so everybody can see, you know, things like that. There was a lot of things that we couldn't do because we just didn't have the money for it. But for the money we did have and for what we were able to pull off, we did pull off really well, you know. The battle was legendary, you know.
Of course, yeah.
I sent you the picture. That we took after. Where it's a black and white picture. On the picture, almost everybody who was performing or competing was on it. You know, Theodore was there. It was a huge honor for us. I mean, there was the first Grand Wizard Theodore Award we gave away. You know, there was a whole other story of us just paying respects, you know, to him as the creator. You know, that when people are still trying to say that, you know, Grandmaster Flash invented scratching, or, you know, I don't know if you remember, they did in the 90s, a Heineken commercial. Everybody was like, "This is bullshit, man. Like, why don't you just actually take the guy who invented it actually and put him in the fucking commercial?" You know, we were really upset about it, and there was like a huge thing online. We had petitions being signed and whatnot, you know, and Theodore really wasn't doing too well at the time either, you know. He had to do side jobs and, you know, do things that an icon like him shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a bad thing to work at a grocery store or at a restaurant, whatever. I had to do it too. You know, everybody has to do what they need to do to get by, you know, but at the same time, for us, it was like, it was just not enough acknowledgement, you know, in the scene and beyond the scene, especially. That we wanted to make sure that he gets his due, you know. So we got the award named after him,
the Grand Wizard Theodore Award. All right, now if you can't figure it out, if you can get Pasha on the stage, please, and Bam and Red Alert. Pasha, the other Pasha. Can we get you on? We got like 5 Pashas in here and shit. Pasha Jones. All right, yo. Grand Wizard Theodore, the inventor of the scratch. Give him his props. Word up. Hell yeah. Everybody up. Everybody. Everybody up. No, even him. Yeah, word. Everybody up. Damn, man. People that are sitting down, man. You guys are disrespected, man. This shit's incredible, man. What this man did. You see what has become. All started with this, right here in this room. Speech. You want to say something?
1, 2. This is great. First thing I want to do is thank ITF for recognizing who I am, what I've done. This is like, I've been doing this for like, this year will be 22 years for me. 22 years. And don't ask how old I am. I just want to thank all these guys up here that's been competing tonight for taking the scratch to another level. Definitely. I feel real good about this. Thank you. I want to share this with Africa Bambaataa, DJ Kool Herc, Mean Gene Cordio, Fantastic 5, Cold Crush 4, and all the old pioneers. Thank you.
Thank you. Shit, he said thank you, thank him, thank you. Yo, man, that's incredible.
Yeah, you know, Vin won the championship belt. Like, how do you get the belt? Where'd the belt come from?
Alex knew somebody in San Francisco.
Okay.
They made it for us, yeah. And I think A-Track posted his 2 belts a couple of years ago on Instagram, and he said like the shit's falling apart, you know. It's been in his attic, I guess, and the screws are loosening up. But yeah, Alex got. We had the other awards also made in San Francisco. The glass awards for the categories, this little pyramid awards, you know.
Yeah, those were nice. Yeah.
And the other one, the belt was made somewhere else, and Alex had it made somewhere. Yeah.
And what do you remember what the prizes were for that for that final, the world final?
I don't remember, but I think that Vinrock got an 07 mixer or an 05 mixer. Yeah, something like that.
And again, no cash or anything.
No, don't say like that, man.
Wow. I mean, it's just people were doing it for the love of the love of it. Yeah.
they were, and to be honest with you, especially at that time, I don't know what it turned out later, past post 2000s and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But dude, in the mid 90s, if you won an ITF battle, whether it's a regional or national championship, of course, world championship, you are the freaking man. You know, and you have all the bragging rights in the entire world. You know what I mean? And you have a lot of respect from the peers, and especially from the bedroom DJs who know what it takes to go in an advancement category twice 90 seconds. You know. Vinrock. You know, people ask also why Vinrock is a 2-time world champion. Why didn't he become the next craze or the next A-Track or whatever, you know? But I think everybody is different in a sense of what they want to make of it and whatnot. I mean, look at the Beat Junkies. I know they were really well known before, and people knew, oh, there's this collective from LA, the Beat Junkies, and there's like 7, 8, 9 people or 6 people in them or whatever, and they have this dude named Babu, and he's entering the world championships, and they're entering the team battle. And dude, after this battle, I mean, I'm not saying they wouldn't have gotten famous after that. Obviously, they were already really well known. But again, after that battle, in the scene, in the turntable scene, everybody knew who the Beat Junkies were. It was like they're untouchable, and they wanted to look at what they did at the team routine in '97.
Back by popular demand. On the bandstand. It's the Funky Fresh Crew.
It was kind of cool to see, like, in '97, sitting on that stage and watching these kids, you know, creep out of their bedrooms. Nobody knew who they were, and you're watching them and you're thinking, like, man, this is so dope. And this little 16-year-old dude's been the last 4 years in his bedroom practicing these routines, you know, and he finally has an outlet to do this. You know? And then the world championships, you know, have people like freaking Static, Vinrock, you know, Tyke, you know, Babu, Rolly Rowe, you know, Tony Vegas, and those are like household names already. You know what I'm saying? It was just like how this whole thing built, and not just to be part of it, but also as a fan, watching these things evolve and become so much more and so much more important for these kids, you know, and these people really becoming household names. And again, you know, all these kids are mad talented, and I'm certain that all of these kids who are, you know, famous, if you want to use that word now, would have been famous anyway, one way or the other, because of the talent they have and the drive they've had. But still, you know, what we did back then, at least, you know, added and contributed a little bit to that, you know, and I'm really proud of that, you know, that we shared the stage with so many incredible artists, and look at them now, you know, and you were there when they just did their first battles, you know what I mean? And that's what makes it worth it at the end of the day.